When producing a casting from any of the bonded sand molding processes, a tool is used to create the negative image of the casting. For sand casting, which includes green sand and chemically bonded sand, the tooling that creates the shape is a pattern. Patterns are used to shape the external form of castings, whereas cores shape the internal form of a casting. The shape of the pattern to make the mold is similar to the shape of the final part. Thus, the pattern is the positive of the part, while the mold cavity is the negative. When making a pattern, the actual size of the pattern will be slightly larger than the casting dimensions, to account for the shrinkage of the casting as it cools from the casting temperature to room temperature. This difference in size is called pattern maker's allowance. To facilitate easy removal from the mold, patterns are tapered from the parting line on up. This taper is called the draft. The draft angle may vary from 1/2 of a degree to 3 degrees, depending on the size of pattern and molding system used. Besides being larger than the casting to accommodate shrinkage, patterns will have added dimensions that will be removed during machining operations. This extra material on the surface of patterns is called machining allowance. To accommodate and support cores in the mold, patterns may also have added pieces called core prints. Core prints help locate the cores correctly in the mold and maintain the core location during mold closing and handling. In addition, core prints provide locations for placing vents for conducting gases outside the mold that are generated during mold filling. Mold patterns can be made from many different types of materials, depending on how many molds are to be made from these patterns. Types of materials include wood or particle board, aluminum, copper-based alloys, iron or steel, and plastics like redboard. When choosing the material for a pattern, several factors must be considered. These factors include the molding process, modification considerations, the size of the part, cost and volume, the expected life of the tool, speed and ease of replication, as well as accuracy of dimensions. To extend the life of a pattern, different techniques may be used. These techniques include painting the pattern or wear coating the pattern, such as electroplating and electroless nickel plating. In high wear areas, replaceable inserts made out of wear-resistant materials can be added to the pattern. To better understand bonded sand mold patterns, it is important to recognize and understand the types of patterns available for use. For bonded sand molding, these types of patterns include loose patterns, cope and drag patterns, match plate patterns, vertically parted patterns, and special patterns. When used for their intended purposes, these patterns help make molds that will produce quality castings.